because what they have done is so self-serving and it's so evil.
Let me ask you this. How does, okay, you got the Tuskegee Syphilis Experiment of 1932. It sounds very strikingly similar that, you know, all these years, you're talking about, you know, a good almost 90 years fast forward, and we're seeing the same targeting of Black males again. Yeah. So what is this insatiable lust to see the destruction of Black males in society go down? Or is it just, and maybe it's not an insatiable lust. We know that these people have been targeted, and so they're just disposable people. Like, I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, because it's reoccurring. So why is it reoccurring with the same population, whether it's an adult Black male or whether it's a 1-year-old Black male? It's still the Black male that is being targeted by, I call it completely insensitive, unconscionable drug companies that don't care about their experiments at the expense of who they think are guinea pigs.
Well, again, it's a deep evil in the hearts of men that see certain people of color, people of a lower economic status as something less than who they are. That is a hate-filled stronghold of the enemy in the hearts of men that has perpetrated so many crimes all over the globe. The pharmaceutical industry and people like Bill Gates are using third world countries and children of color everywhere as guinea pigs in their experiments. There are travesties of science and human experimentation that are happening in third world countries where experimental vaccines are being tested on young boys and girls and populations that they see as nothing more than lab animals. And
wow. And listen, I recently read something. I don't know about the veracity of it. And since I'm a publisher, like you, I always verify everything, but I'm just putting it out there because I did read it and I will verify it. But if it is true, it's pretty sad. But I read something earlier today that said Melinda Gates suggested that the vaccination that is coming down the pike for COVID, that she suggested that minorities and then essential workers should take them first. And so that sounds like something that she would say. It sounds like something that Bill Gates would say. And it sounds like something that most people in the Black community will be completely ignorant about because it's happened to us before. And you understand what I'm saying? And so
yes,
my thing is like I'm saying to people in the Black and Latino community, wake up, stop it. Because at some point we're going to have to take accountability for our own behavior. And like I said earlier, that the famous book, All Marketers Are Liars, right? That was a major New York Times best-selling book. And it seems like more and more that everything that you've been talking about points back to some darn good marketing on the part of the pharmaceutical companies. Can you talk a little bit about that marketing and how it helps to shift our mindset, even if it's not true?
Right. Well, the marketing, the messaging, and what you just said about Melinda Gates, I that would not surprise me in the least. That they would want to, because these are we're talking about these coronavirus vaccines. They are being fast-tracked. They are going to have less testing than any vaccine that we have on the current schedule. They're very experimental. Multiple, the 3 leading candidates are already showing really bad outcomes. 20% adverse events and the Moderna vaccine. 3 of those leading candidates also are grown on and are contaminated with aborted fetal DNA and residual cellular proteins.
Talk about that. What's in these vaccines? Talk about that. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I got to know what's in this stuff, because it's not like vitamin C and vitamin A and
no. I mean, everybody should look and should know the ingredients that are in every vaccine. There's a long list of ingredients that include things like the aluminum adjuvant and the hamster ovarian cells, dog kidney cells. Different vaccines are grown on different species of cell lines.
Wait a minute. They're telling us the way that they message us. They don't tell us this stuff. They're not saying, they're not going to any Black community, any Latino community in the country and saying, hey guys, it's aluminum in our stuff. You know, we got grounded up animal products in our vaccines. They're telling us that vaccines are safe, that they're healthy, that they're yummy. They're like Flintstone vitamins. You know what I'm saying? They're like candy down at the 5 and dime store. I'm dating myself by saying that, but this is like, what the heck is in this stuff? Please
no, people don't. I didn't know this. Dr. Lewis, I went through medical school. They did not teach us any of this. I don't blame people for not knowing this. In fact, multiple states have tried to pass legislation that required their pediatrician to give patients a handout that would explain all of the ingredients in the vaccine.
Full disclosure. Full disclosure.
Full disclosure, yeah. And those attempts at legislation for providing full exposure, full disclosure, and a fully informed, educated consent by the the receiver of the vaccine have been, shut down. Pharma comes in hard to stop that because they want you to continue believing that it's a little bit of water and a few little pieces of the vaccine, and that's not what this is all about.
Let me ask you this: what would you say to all people, Caucasian folks, particularly targeted people like Blacks and Latinos that have been, messaged so well that you guys, once this vaccine comes out, you guys are going to be better, you're going to be, healthier. What do you say? Because the messaging has already started, and I'm sure you're aware that the messaging has already started. So if you got some people that are that naive, that gullible, that believe, and I'm not saying that in a negative sense, they don't know any better, because the messaging is really that big, that they think that they're going to have a savior vaccine. How can we help these people to at least understand they have an option and resistance is an option? What do we do?
If I'm speaking specifically to the Black community, I would say, why would you trust the government that's done so much of what they've done? Why would you trust them? Remember Tuskegee. The same forces are at play today that were at play in Tuskegee. So when they say the Black community should be the first, healthcare workers in the Black community should be the first ones to get this, and you should stop and say, wait a second. No, I want the Congress, and I want all of the CEOs and the pharmaceutical sales rep, they should be the first ones,
Exactly.
But not me. No, you be the last. I'm not going to get the vaccine. No way, no how. They're not going to give it to my children. I mean, I'm telling you, I'll meet you on the barricades, because we're not going to allow that to happen. I think there's something deeply evil about what's coming, and I'm not going to submit to it. But I would just say, don't trust a system that is so deeply subservient to evil, to greed, to lust, to selfish needs. They don't see you as the beautiful creations of God that you are. And, trust the people that do see you that way. And I'm telling you that you are at greater risk than people with my skin color are. I'm sure of that. This 2004, the Thompson story, that's a Tuskegee 2.0. And it's happened too many times, and we don't know all of the times that it's happened, but it's happening too much. So don't trust them. Be the last to show up. Make them prove that it's truly safe and effective. Don't be on the bleeding edge. Be at the end of that line.